one life you can call your own, and 1,000 others you can call by any name you want. We're hungry for that one life. 1,000 of the others won't give us the same sustenance. In this time, 21st century, this era of increasing speed of life, hecticness, busyness, ever more screens and electronic devices around us, there's a lot of wonders and gifts that that technology is bringing us, and at the same time it's becoming clear that it's leaving us empty in some ways, and that more and more people are emerging with certain needs and hungers, and in part our mission is to help people address those, and those needs come out of a sense of disconnection with the natural world and its cycles and rhythms, and as well a sense of lack of connection with some kind of larger force or energy that moves through life. People are having a desire to have a life that has more meaning, and that in fact having more financial security or having more material things isn't giving them the fulfillment that they thought that it would. As our society becomes more complex and more global, more and more people are finding that they are having difficulty navigating life's transitions. It's less and less clear, how do you actually move, say, from adolescence to adulthood? Or how do you craft a path between adulthood into some kind of meaningful elderhood and not just becoming old or relegated to some sort of old age? How do we find our way from one point of life to another? And as well, how do we craft a life that has joy and meaning for us individually? Underlying the kind of more surface layers of these needs is a desire, I think, to connect with wildness, with that energy, that spark of life that moves through everything, that part of life that is beyond our control. As long as we've been self-aware, we've been human in that way, we've needed this connection to wildness, the sense of something larger that moves through us. And our programs really offer people an opportunity to connect with that and engage in a deep and intimate and very personal conversation with that which is bigger than them. And what I see over and over and over again with thousands of people now is that when someone walks out into the natural world with their needs, with their longings, nature always responds. Not in a way I can predict, not in a way they can predict, but in a way that is personally really meaningful and ends up being really valuable to them in their lives. When we connect with the wildness that's outside of us, we become less afraid of ourselves and our lives. Once people have had a deep conversation with the wilderness, with wildness, they come back into their lives and they do things that maybe they've been sitting on for months or years. They end up feeling like they're living more truthfully in alignment with themselves and creating a life that's meaningful and joyful for them as they would define it. As anyone who's done it knows, to really face yourself is quite challenging. To look yourself in the eye is not for the faint of heart. And all of us need to do that at different points in our lives. And our ceremonial journeys into nature offer people a really unique and potent way of doing that, a way that I've seen over and over and over again be life transforming. And to me and the people I work with, guides and people that we guide out on the land, that's an amazing thing. Just to get to be with them as they walk out into nature with those yearnings and then see nature reflect back to them what they need, that none of us could have told them. If what I'm talking about speaks to you, if you felt longing stirred inside of you, or just even if your curiosity has been piqued by this conversation, I invite you to listen on to what our guides and people who've participated in our programs have to say. We'd love to hear from you, and it would be a pleasure to introduce you to what we do here at Wilderness Reflections.